special focus on the meaning of Valentine's Day. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Nta Abeokuta Channel 12 News. My name is Anyela Alogo. Now the news in detail. Troops of Operation Tura Takaibango neutralizes two most wanted Boko Haram terrorist commanders. The renewed offensive operations by troops of Operation Tura Takaibango on the Operation Lafayette Doli Theater has continued to inflict casualty on the Boko Haram terrorists BHTS and the Islamic State of West Africa province ISWAP criminals. A statement by the Director Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Mohammed Yarima, says among the latest exploit is the ambush by the troops of terrorists along Road Banki Junction, Polkarakzik, Borno State, killing two of the most wanted terrorist commanders. Brigadier General Yarima notes that several arms were recovered from the criminals. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Ibrahim Atayo, recommended the troops for the faith and further charged them to intensify aggressive clearance of the Sambisa forest and endurance. Ogun State Police Command has arrested an armed robbery suspect who has been terrorizing Obadaoko and its environs, Ibrahim Fatai, fondly called Emir. In a statement by the police public relations officer in Ogun State, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, the suspects who forcefully disposed one Tijani Sadiq of 120,000 naira and 2 bags of rice along Araromi Street on the 5th of February 2021 was cited by the victims, who alerted the police and the DPO of Abadaoko Divisional Police Station, CSP Bernard Idioboya, mobilized his troop teams and was apprehended while trying to rob his victim. Mr. Oyeyemi stated that preliminary investigation revealed that the suspect allegedly led some hoodlums to vandalize Obadaoko Divisional Police Headquarters on the 21st of October 2020 during the NSAS protest. Meanwhile, the State Commissioner of Police, Edward Ajogun, has ordered the immediate transfer of the suspect to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for further investigation. He also directed that efforts should be on to apprehend the remaining members of the gang who are still at large, so as to put an end to the nefarious activities in the area. In related development, the Benue State Command of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has confiscated close to 2 tons of substance suspected to be cannabis sativa, weighing over 1,000 kilograms within the month of February. Deputy State Commander, Operations and Investigations, Femi Agbaulu, who disclosed this to NTA News, says 3 suspects were also arrested in connection with illicit drug trafficking. Godwin Inalegur reports.
The State Deputy Commander of NDLEA, Femi Agbaulu, says that from the beginning of February 2021, the command's motorized patrol team intercepted an empty Mercedes truck from Oka in Anambra State to Lafia at Taraku along Otupo Makudi Road without passengers. He said the NDLEA officials in the area, after curious suspicion, checked the truck and discovered a compartment loaded with a substance suspected to be cannabis sativa, also known as marijuana.
Close examination on opening the first compartment, 600 bags or 600 compressed blocks of cannabis sativa, popularly known as marijuana, were neatly concealed inside the compartment.
Mr. Agbaulu explained that one suspect was arrested and taken to the command's facility and that a case has been filed for his prosecution. Similarly, on the 5th of February 2021, the commander said the state team went to Adu in Guma local government area of the state on intelligence and uncovered a warehouse loaded with 56 jumbo sacks of cannabis sativa. The commander said a mother and her son, who are the farmers of the cannabis sativa, were apprehended and taken to the command's facility awaiting prosecution.
I am sounding it as a note of warning that anyone caught will not be spared. They will face the wrath of the law.
He warned that the command will not rest until the last drug dealer is arrested and brought to book. In Mapudi, Godwin Inalegu, NTA News.
On February 14th every year, people around the world celebrate what is popularly known as the St. Valentine's Day, with different meanings and oftentimes with a different perception away from the true essence of the event. In this report, Maureen Leajom attempts to bring to fore the meaning of Valentine's Day as intended by the man, who is the reason for this celebration.
It is that time of the year where love is expressed in many forms, irrespective of creed, sex, and class. It is known as the St. Valentine's Day, and this year may be said to be unique because it falls on a weekend and a day known to be mostly for rest. Our focus is not on Sunday, but on how people celebrate the day generally, and if the celebration is in line with the intents of Saint Valentine. If your guess is as good as mine, then we may just be right to say different strokes for different folks.
Actually, I sit out with my wife. I have always started telling her I've gotten a surprise gift for her, and I hope to give her that gift on that day.
It should be about love sharing. You share love, you express love, you give love.
After our church, then I would go out with my loved one, which is my woman.
Research has it that St. Valentine's Day is a festival most people celebrate romantic love, friendship, and admiration, affection to partners, family, and friends. Further research reveals that the celebration has nothing to do with immorality, as most people have misunderstood the essence of the event. How then should Valentine's Day be celebrated?
But very unfortunately, in these days, the love of God in our society, in the church, and in the family is going down. But what is common now is eros.
What is expected to be the true essence of the celebration?
The original thinking was that it should be a day for affection, a day for people to express their love to one another, to friends and relations.
Should the celebration of Valentine promote immorality?
If the church have to be involved and continue to allow Valentine's Day to exist, we must redefine. We must restructure.
When you tell someone, I love you, the next thing the person thinks is sex. Whereas the love of God is paramount. If we love ourselves and love our neighbors and love God, God dwell in us, the society will be a good place to live.
Love on a day like this, like any day, should have its full expression in the lives of every human, irrespective of creed or class, as was exemplified by Saint Valentine, a man whom the global community celebrates every year. In Calabar, Maureen Leajom, NTA News.
Although they were despondent when the court sentenced them to death, however, Henry Ogorimode and Damilola Sholade decided to keep hope alive by joining other 74 inmates at the Ibarra Correctional Facility, Abeokuta, and ventured into academia, not minding their incarceration. Today, they are all graduates of Yewa Central College of Education in Ogun State. Yemi Dalemo tells us more about the success story of these inmates, including Henry, who received Best Graduating Students Award of the college.
It is once said that the most courageous act is still to think for yourself aloud. This statement depicts how precious freedom is to the people. However, the inmates at the Correctional Center in Ibarra, Abeokuta, are denied this freedom as they are still serving their jail terms upon conviction of various offenses. Two of them, Henry Ogorimode and Damilola Sholade, are death row inmates at the center. Despite their incarceration, the two condemned row inmates decided to brighten their hopes by venturing into academia, which they think will undoubtedly bear fruits, having it in mind that there is life after prison if peradventure they secured their freedom. And so the inmates enrolled for the National Certificate in Education program at the Yewa Central College of Education, and after 3 years of rigorous study, they all graduated. However, one of the death row inmates awaiting execution, Henry Oguremodi, was exceptional as he was the recipient of the institution's overall best graduating student.
I didn't regret of passing through this condition because I think I have a great future ahead of me now. Due to what brought me here was youth exuberance, which I really feel remorse. But I thank God that I was able to go back to the drawing board to be the architect of my life.
Interestingly, another condemned row inmate, Damilola Sholade, who came to the correctional center with a BSc degree certificate from the same institution, did not allow his incarceration to hinder his academic program, as he too has graduated with a master's degree program in political science. And in recognition of this academic feat, the center has engaged him to assist in teaching other inmates who are also preparing to write NECO, JAMB, GC, and other external examinations.
We believe, particularly the officers in charge, believe that he came in as a guest and will certainly leave. But what if we leave? We must be a good citizen outside there. That is why they encourage everybody that wants to further on.
Ogun State Controller of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Mojid Olabode, speaks further about the Sussex story.
Deliberate policy is already in place, backed up by law, for the purpose of reformation of the inmates in our various custodial centers. We have so many ways of reforming the inmates, and it is now enhanced.
Stakeholders, while commending this impetus, emphasized the need to empower ex-convicts who had also graduated from vocational skills acquisition programs while at correctional centers for them to set up their businesses.
Ibarra prison is known for such innovation. I think the federal government and the state government should include rehabilitation, to those who are being released into the society.
Nigerians say this achievement no doubt will serve as morale booster for other inmates to pursue similar academic programs.
And now crime. Rural banditry and armed violence driven principally by criminal intent to steal and plunder is on the increase in many parts of Nigeria and has continued to leave bitter taste in the mouth of its victim. As in the case of a 25-year-old mother of one in Hindatu Umar of Mishega local government of Niger State, who was maimed and savagely separated from her weeks-old daughter. Nta Abeokuta is standing by to tell us all about it, the after effects and how a foundation waded in to restore the health of the victim.
Activities of bandits in some parts of northern Nigeria has no doubt continued to leave tales of sorrow and fears in lives of victims. Latest in this trend was a tragic story of a 25-year-old Hindatu Umar who lives in a sleepy town of Nguntu in Mashegu local government area of Niger State, still basking in the euphoria of motherhood, having waited for more than 4 years after marriage before she was blessed with a fruit of the womb. Like every new mother, Hindatu was hopeful of everlasting blissful moments with her child. However, tragedy struck 2 weeks after her delivery. Precisely on the 21st November last year, Hindatu went to bed peacefully without any premonition that she was about to be separated from her new baby. That peaceful night was disrupted by rampaging bandits who raided and abducted many from her community, including Hindatu. She was whisked away, leaving behind her 2 weeks-old baby. Narrating her ordeal, Hindatu, who developed abscess on her breast while in captivity for lack of baby to breastfeed, says it was most heart-wrenching experience of her life. Her condition further degenerated, leaving her with blisters and ruptured breast. According to her father, Umar Dangara, she was in a very bad medical condition when she was released after ransom was paid.
To ina cikin tashin hankali mai yawa cikin lalurar rashin lahiyarta domin mu azawa ba za ta yi ba.
Da nonon ka sun ka ce kullum tana kukan dai ba mu kwana ta da ni ta gaskiya saboda Allah kwana biyu sai kishi nonon guda duka duk ya tilbe hakan ga.
Though taken to Kontagora General Hospital, her condition degenerated as her case was beyond the capacity of the facility, coupled with inability of her family to foot the medical bill. Hindatu was left to rot away as the family resigned to fate. But for the timely intervention by an NGO, San Bello Foundation, funded the medical bill for a skin grafting procedure on Hindatu at a private medical facility in Kaduna.
The day the plastic surgery or the skin grafting was to take place, we were called. We were monitoring the situation. Our chairman also was monitoring. And when the surgery was done successfully, they gave us an information after recuperating and the post-operative care was taken because some drugs were prescribed for her. And we don't want all these good works to be complicated after going home. So we made sure we bought all those drugs for her to take to her village.
Now joyfully back home, Hindatu has not only regained sound health, but also nursing her child. Hindatu's family, however, described the gesture of Sani Bello Foundation as incredible, stressing that it will remain indelible in their minds for a long time to come.
Channel 12 News continues after this time out. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Nta Abeokuta, Channel 12 News. In the outgone week, our news bulletin featured some major events, especially within the state. These includes revalidation of APC membership card of Governor Nta Abeokuta, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, and Chief Olusegun Oshoba. Now let's join Muyiwa Omowumi, who is standing by with recaps of major highlights in this edition of Weekend Review.
Governor Nta Abeokuta revalidates its APC membership card will be our lead story on this edition of Week in Review. The governor of Ogun State, Prince Nta Abeokuta, has reaffirmed his administration's commitment towards delivering dividends of democracy to the people of the state. He disclosed this during an enlightenment campaign on registration and renewal of party membership card at Iperu 01 Ward 3 of Ikene local government.
Please invite these people, all our donors, please open and receive them.
Still on APC, former Ogun State Governor and Senator representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, and a former governor of the state and also a founding member of APC, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, and a former governor of the state and also a founding member of APC, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, have revalidated their All Progressive Congress membership in Abeokuta.
Flying the road from Lagos to Abeokuta, that is not the way the road used to be. And it's not just yet everywhere. We should not, I know, I talk about it every day, about the insecurity that is pervading our country. Everybody is concerned.
I'm here because we are villagers. Other people will know the existence of the party. So this is here. am the district head.
The presidential candidates at the forthcoming National Delegates Conference of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, Ratau, Jimoh Mohammed, has taken his rescue campaign team to Ogun State, where he promised to put at the front burner welfare of media workers if elected. NTA News report that Ratau members received the candidate at the Secretariat of the Ogun State Council of Ratau.
To take into action immediately we are sworn into office. That's after the election. The issue of both radio and television licensing. There are issues of digitization. There are also many other issues that for the past 4 years have not been even looked at. This is where we intend and we feel we have the power to focus and to better the life of our members.
Now to the agri sector. Farmers in Nigeria have been advised to embrace agricultural mechanization by adopting climate-smart agricultural innovations as strategies for year-round harvest for food sufficiency.
And that concludes Channel 12 News tonight. I'm Anila Balugu. Thanks for being there.
iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn rọ́wọ́ tó afurasí adigunjalè tó ń fi agbègbè Ọbádáoko làkàlàkà. Akọ̀ròyìn wa ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò pàtàkì àyájọ́ olólùfẹ́. Ẹ̀kálẹ́ ẹ kú ìsinmi òní, Olúwakẹ́mi Ọ̀múṣolú Síkírù ní orúkọ tèmi. Ìròyìn náà rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Gbogbo ọjọ́ 14 oṣù kejì ọdún ni gbogbo àgbáyé mọ̀ sí àyájọ́ olólùfẹ́, eléyìí tí wọ́n pè ní Valentine's Day, pẹ̀lú oríṣiríṣi ìgbàgbọ́ àti ìtumọ̀ kúrò lórí pàtàkì àyájọ́ náà. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Maureen Leojan jábọ̀ ìròyìn wípé ìpínlẹ̀ ìtàn Valentine àti ìdí pàtàkì fún ayẹyẹ rẹ̀. Ó jábọ̀ ìròyìn pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni kò ní àgbọ́yé ayẹyẹ